Make a show.
Let's go. I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. Surprising people with moments that let them know I was really thinking of them. What? That's what you want. You want that shape and texture. Come on. Oh. This is about connecting with friends. I love that we're doing this together for the first time. Making new friends. That is so good.
We family now.
I am physically nauseated watching that clip. That is like a parody of what that show should be. I had to get it totally wrong to get it totally right. I just love, really one of my favorite things is doing small, wonderful acts of charity and kindness for people to let them know I'm thinking of them.
Hey, I love your Luke.
Sorry, what's that?
Your Luke. You look amazing. Your Luke.
My Luke. My
Luke. My look. She likes my Luke.
It's so fake.
Just be real.
Look at how much honey we have.
Do you believe in love?
We're not in the pursuit of perfection. Woke us all up. We're in the pursuit of joy. Love is in the details. I have to do it totally wrong to get it totally right.
It sucks.
Are you joking?
It's bad.
It's terrible.
You suck. You suck.
Just talking nonsense. It's stupid.
It finally happened. Netflix just delivered Meghan Markle a harsh dose of reality, and she didn't take it lightly. Her series, a total flop. The critics, Ruthless. The ratings, lowest on the platform. Now, sources close to the situation say, Meghan is livid and pointing fingers at everyone but herself.
But this is the new show that Netflix is promoting with the American actress who became a duchess, who tried to destroy the royal family, which then booted them out of England.
So why did you say yes to doing this show?
Because it's you.
Yeah.
Like, guys, you don't got to do this. Please, I'm begging you to stop.
You just can't keep faking it. It's too hard.
Despite the backlash and overwhelmingly negative response, Netflix had already committed to 2 full seasons of With Love, Meghan. And against all odds, or perhaps common sense, they're pressing forward with season 2. Yes, this disaster is getting a sequel. Somewhere a cancellation angel just lost its wings. And viewers are now asking, has Netflix gone tone deaf? Or are they simply in too deep to pull the plug?
I don't think it has a chance of surviving. I think if there's any justice, it's going to, just sink quickly, and the Netflix will move on to the next best thing. Meghan Markle to the TV industry, it's lowering the values, it's lowering the brand of Netflix, and it's wasting all of our time.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her, she seems to be one of the more vindictive, sort of nasty figures in public life. What's the title of her show? Love. Love Meghan. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
That's why a lot of these celebrities that start these things, they can't keep up. Like the Meghan Markles.
But you're the same.
You're the same.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I knew her a bit before she met Harry. She was nothing like that. She didn't speak like that. Her mannerisms weren't like that. This is all fake.
Let's be honest. This wasn't just a misstep. It was a colossal failure for Netflix. With Love, Meghan was billed as her big return, a chance to silence her critics. But instead, audiences called it inauthentic, awkward, and completely disconnected from reality.
Enough for Bill Simmons over at the Ringer podcast, which was acquired by Spotify, to call Harry and Meghan, quote, a fucking grifter on his latest podcast. Here's what he had to say.
I wish I had been involved in the Meghan and Harry leave Spotify negotiation. The grifters. That's the podcast we should have launched with them.
Seriously, when Spotify labeled her a grifter, we thought that was the low point. But this is Meghan's very public Hollywood meltdown, and it's unfolding in real time.
Meghan's podcast has fallen off the charts. She's been criticized for the content. There are rumors that her As Ever launch wasn't as successful as she considered it. Critically, With Love, Meghan was not a success.
And just when things couldn't possibly get more chaotic, her homemade bath salt recipe featured on Netflix sparked legal trouble. A woman named Robin Patrick from Maryland claims the product caused her serious burns and ulcers. As a diabetic, she says ingredients like arnica and Himalayan salt made things worse. Now she's threatening a massive $10 million lawsuit against Meghan, Netflix, and Archewell. If you thought the show was the bottom, just wait until you hear what happened in her latest interview.
Here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
I have full body chills right now.
This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you. Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
No.
And she also is pretending like she's crying. We zoomed in just to see. There isn't a tear in sight. Dan, look at this. I invite the viewers to take a close-up look at this. Where's the tear?
As opposed to, oh my gosh, I work so hard and I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
You're complaining about your hard life and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous.
And Meghan's accepting all these compliments. I know I'm great, aren't I?
I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
Meghan is now tearing up on podcasts, autographing, gifts with a royal title she's not allowed to use anymore. Meanwhile, her staff, they keep quitting. But behind the PR spin and teary appearances are legal issues, public backlash, and growing talk of a not-so-clean past. Honestly, if we're handing out titles, the Duchess of Drama fits a lot better.
She wants all of the privileges that go along with an identity, but she doesn't want any of the responsibility. She doesn't want to do any of the work. She wants the tiara. She doesn't want the public service.
Here's the kicker. Online chatter now claims that Gayle King, a TV host, is more genuinely an astronaut than Meghan is authentic. Let that comparison sink in.
This woman looks to me like a malignant narcissist. This woman has zero self-awareness.
I love that your eyes are sparkling right now. You know, Meghan, how are you today? Which, by the way, I just have to say, yes.
Enjoy them.
I forgot to have fun. You're right. You're right.
That 2-hour podcast that I just had to sit through with Jamie Keen-Lima, who is also very cut off from the rest of the world.
In a recent podcast, Meghan sat down with self-made billionaire and motivational speaker Jamie Kern-Lima for what was supposed to be a raw, honest discussion. Instead, viewers cringed, the host felt disingenuous, and Meghan came off even more staged than when she awkwardly pretended to cook on her show. Watch for yourself. Meghan's celebrity friends seemed more like props for her personal hype reel.
Welcome to Jamie Kern-Lima show.
Her show is unlike any I've ever done.
A revelation. When you listen, it feels like a hug, but your brain and your spirit and your heart is like, wow.
When I look into Jamie's eyes, I feel like I am on some other cosmic level with her.
I could see the light around her. She's infused with light.
She wiped her eyes and pretended to choke up while discussing the weight she carries. But viewers noticed something odd. There were no actual tears, just the act of crying. Social media wasn't having it. Critics instantly unearthed an old clip of Meghan joking about her ability to cry on cue, claiming she could produce tears in seconds. That video resurfaced like wildfire, and suddenly, her emotional moment looked more like a script than sincerity.
We're at Soho House, Toronto, which is basically TIG headquarters for me. I write my stories here, I take my meetings here, and it's kind of amazing because all over the world, if I'm traveling, Soho House can still be home base. You'll make yourself cry. Oh, I do that so well. Oh my God, it's crazy. You're like, Meghan, 1 tear, left eye, go. Give me 3 seconds.
That clip went viral instantly. Suddenly, her so-called vulnerability looked more like a well-rehearsed performance than real emotion.
When you were saying, like, do you want to just do like cozies and no makeup? I like the idea of like, okay, great, let's let them see us.
Nobody talks like that. Nobody acts like that because that's weird behavior that we're seeing from both of these people if we're supposed to be thinking under the impression that they're being authentic.
And just when the controversy was settling, body language expert Scott Rouse stepped in, and his analysis only fueled the fire. He called out Meghan's excessive blinking, unnatural expressions, and gestures that didn't match her tone. According to him, those subtle cues often signal discomfort or even dishonesty. Her voice cracked while discussing pain, but her face stayed oddly still. No signs of strain, no real tension. That disconnect left many wondering, was it a heartfelt confession or just award-worthy acting?
Do you think you'll be married forever?
Yes.
I have a letter.
He's also a fox. If you haven't noticed, my husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
Something's up here. See that little shoulder shrug when she said yes?
Yes, yes,
Did you hear how high her voice was when she said yes?
yes.
When we're stressed, our larynx closes up a little bit and our voice tone gets a little bit higher. That's why the pitch of the yes is so high.
She also claimed that she writes emails to her kids every single night so they can read them one day. Sweet sentiment, sure. But let's be real. What kid wants to sift through thousands of bedtime emails from their mom? No one's that nostalgic.
But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
They will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
Because that's really what you want when you're 18. 40,000 emails, Maureen, from your mother.
These emails are so that when my children are of age, they can come to me and say, oh my God, you loved us so much. It's me, me, me.
In the same podcast, a photo of a gift basket Meghan gave was shown, a thoughtful gesture, until viewers saw the card. It was signed, Her Royal Highness. Problem is, she's not permitted to use that title anymore. Not in public, not in private. So why is she still clinging to it like a personal brand?
Zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. That is a title that was stripped from her when she and Harry made their whole racism debacle and left the UK, left their royal duties, and moved to the US to bug all of us. She's using it in private with her friends. That's even weirder than if they were still trying to milk the titles in public. That is just like all the confirmation that I need that this woman is just obsessed with being a royal, that is all this was all about. That she's angry that she screwed the pooch by claiming racism and basically getting kicked out of the family. She just can't give up the HRH titles that quickly. Like, this is literally what she has always wanted.
After stepping down from royal life, Meghan officially forfeited the right to that title, but that hasn't stopped her. Critics called it delusional. Even some friends reportedly found it embarrassing. And the internet? Absolutely savage. The consensus? You walked away from royalty, Meghan. Stop pretending you're still part of it.
A staggering 2/3 of Brits are calling for Harry and Meghan to be stripped of their HRH titles.
Now, the king can end this feud, not by shaking hands with this treacherous little weasel, but by stripping him and his wife of the royal titles that they love to use for commercial gain without doing any of the work.
Now, it's not just the public turning against Meghan and Harry. It's the royal family itself feeling the strain. And yes, that hat really was something.
Oh my God, that hat. Oh God, he's so hot. Look at him. Isn't Prince Harry? I mean, she bagged a fox. But look how nice is she pulling away from her lovely prince. It's so good. Who's filming this?
A recent poll showed an overwhelming 97% of people believe King Charles should officially strip Harry and Meghan of their remaining titles.
You can't use your HRH, you can't use royal, and you can't be half in and half out, which is what they wanted.
So far, King Charles has remained publicly silent. No formal steps taken, but insiders say Prince William won't be so passive when he ascends. He reportedly views their behavior as a betrayal and is prepared to sever ties completely to shield the monarchy's image. Whether he acts on it or not, one thing is clear. This is no longer just family drama. It's a royal-level spectacle.
Now, she's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess. The job of a royal is, in many ways, to be boring. The job of an actress is to get eyeballs. You can't do both at once, and she's trying to split the baby. She's a classic example of the modern woman, which is she wants to have it all.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
Especially as Prince Harry continues to complain about lacking private security, as though he's the only parent on Earth with children to protect. He's pointed fingers everywhere but the mirror, still hoping for royal perks after leaving royal responsibilities behind. It's galling, honestly.
He blamed pretty much everybody, of course, as usual, other than himself, including his father, the king, who is currently, of course, suffering from cancer.
Ultimately, this whole thing could be resolved through him, not necessarily by intervening, but by stepping aside, allowing the experts to do what is necessary.
He refuses to fund his own security, but expects taxpayers and the monarchy to foot the bill. You left the job, Harry. Why are you still expecting the benefits? He lost that fight, and the public response was absolutely unforgiving.
I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
Meanwhile, Meghan is already trying to reinvent herself, again. Her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, quietly shifted to a new name, as ever, but it stumbled right out of the gate. The name was already in use by small businesses who weren't happy. And then came the awkward part. Her logo looked suspiciously like a Spanish town's coat of arms. Cue the legal mess. Online critics weren't fooled by the curated image. It came across as a desperate last-ditch attempt for relevance, especially since the products sold out in 30 minutes. But only a tiny batch had been made to begin with.
When I was reviewing her website in real time, doing my video, it said coming soon. But then, like 5 minutes later, we see that she put sold out.
A lot of people, Meghan Markle was also in the Soho house. They said that she was a girl that was hired to walk VIPs and fill out the red carpets and stuff like that,
They hope to become actresses. They hope to become any type of celebrity, and they will do anything.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
They start their way up. They latch on to the first rich guy or famous guy they get that they meet at the Playboy Mansion. This was their exit strategy. I'm going to marry this man, and he's going to take care of me the rest of my life.
She used to be on Deal or No Deal.
No.
Yeah. Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with a briefcase.
She didn't like being objectified on Deal. And did you think it was an executive position, ma'am?
Long before she became the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan's past had already been the subject of whispered speculation. One persistent rumor that she once worked as a yacht girl, a term for women hired to mingle at elite high society boat parties hosted by the ultra-rich. It wasn't just tabloid gossip. It was the kind of claim that stuck.
But Meghan Markle has been accused of being a former yacht girl. They're also claiming that she could have spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before meeting Prince Harry. Meghan was invited to join a yacht week in Croatia in 2016. There's evidence that suggests that she went on Epstein's yacht at the same time as Prince Andrew.
Some say she may have attended those events early in her career, though there's never been concrete evidence. And then there's the other widely circulated theory that Meghan was far more familiar with the royal family than she let on. She played the naive outsider, but was that all for show?
Meghan did claim that before dating Harry, she never Googled him, and she said she didn't know much about the royal family.
I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
Though she publicly claimed to know little about Prince Harry or royal life, old blog posts and accounts from acquaintances suggest otherwise. They hint at a long-standing fascination with the monarchy, maybe even a calculated ambition to become part of it one day. Whether it's coincidence, spin, or a truth she's avoided confirming, it continues to feed suspicions that Meghan's rise wasn't by chance. It was strategy.
These two never stop going on global media to trash the royal family and the monarchy, and each time they do it, they chip away at the mystique and the magic and the popularity, and that's why I despise them for what they're doing.
At first, Meghan and Harry were hailed as bold reformers, challenging stiff traditions, and breathing new life into the royal image. But now, many see them as chronic spotlight chasers, turning personal grievances into a marketing strategy. From emotional monologues to unofficial titles, from podcast failures to questionable product launches, every move seems less about truth and more about staying relevant. They say they want privacy, but with tell-all books, multi-million-dollar deals, and constant rebranding, it seems they want something else entirely. So now the real question isn't whether Meghan's tears were real, but whether anyone still believes them.